Hello, and welcome to the Clinical Liver Diseases video series. CLD is an official digital learning publication of the AASLD. My name is Paul Adams. I'm a professor of medicine at the University of Western Ontario in London, Ontario, Canada. And I'm the author of Hemochromatosis, Ancient to the Future, published in a current issue of Clinical Liver Disease. You might ask about the title, Ancient to the Future. Adrian Rubin asked me to create a commentary on my experiences in hemochromatosis over the past 33 years that I've been working in the field. Many people ask, where did the very first people with hemochromatosis come from? And there has been some exciting new information in this area. I met Professor Dan Bradley, a professor at Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland, who is an anthropologist, and he has been excavating fossilized humans called the bogmen from peat bogs in central Ireland. These are black water swamps where these people have been hauled up, very well preserved. He was kind enough to send me this picture of an old chap who's over 4,000 years old. And they were able, through a miracle of science, to extract DNA and show that many of these people actually carried hemochromatosis genetic mutations, which is fascinating. This is the oldest description of the hemochromatosis mutation and the most compelling evidence that this condition started in Ireland, even though it is well described in Scandinavia, France, and even places like Iceland. The history of hemochromatosis continued through the Middle Ages, and people thought that people who had hemochromatosis may have had a biological advantage during catastrophic events like the bubonic plague or the Irish potato famine. The disease was well described in the 19th century by legends in medicine like von Recklinghausen and Trousseau, and then a classic monograph was written in 1935 by James Sheldon, in which he described over 300 clinical cases of hemochromatosis. In 1977 in France, Dr. Marcel Simon broke the field open by proving that it was a genetic disease that ran in families. This is about the time that I started my investigations in hemochromatosis with large pedigree studies in central Canada. The field was further advanced when the actual gene, called HFE, was discovered in 1996, and a common genetic test became available as a diagnostic tool. The interest in this topic accelerated around 2002 when a large study that I was involved with called the Hemochromatosis and Iron Overload Screening Study was published in the New England Journal, a study of over 100,000 people who had iron tests and genetic tests done. One of the highlights of my scientific career was I was called by the Oprah Winfrey Show to go on and discuss hemochromatosis. The show producer that called me thought that I had discovered this disease for the very first time and was slightly disappointed when I pointed out that a classic book had been written about this in 1935. As it turns out, I didn't go on the show, but my children are still talking about it. The directions in the future may be that because of advances in genomics, we are now able to test everybody's genes all at once, a situation called whole genomic sequencing. This was previously only a research tool, but the cost of this is coming down. And one could envision that in the future, you could have all your genomic information on a USB stick on your keychain. I've recently been able to get involved with the UK Biobank project, where they've done whole genomic sequencing on over 450,000 people in northern England. And this is a fascinating study which is just starting to unfold for all diseases. And the phenotypic information is coming in more slowly than the genotypic information. For example, they've done 180,000 MR scans on these people. So this could be the future, that part of your medical evaluation will be a review of your genomic information which you carry with you. This is the essence of the title. The ancient are the bogmen, and the future is whole genomic sequencing. On that note, I think I'll close. On behalf of the CLD team, I hope you found this description of the history of hemochromatosis useful. And for more information about hemochromatosis or this article, please visit us at www.cldlearning.com. Thank you for watching.